Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mr. G. This is Elite Weather, and here is your afternoon weather update for your Friday. And we are heading toward the end of the month of March. We're a few days in the spring, and the weather is just as wild and crazy as ever. And we are dealing with some problems across the southern United States and in the southern plains, where we have a lot of severe weather taking place this afternoon. We're going to be seeing it into the evening hours, and we're going to be seeing some severe weather tomorrow across the southeast. But first, let's talk about that setup that is helping to contribute to some of that severe weather. And one area is concerned is how cold it is out west. We have a very strong jet stream that is diving down the west coast, and we've been seeing that trough out west for about the last 2 weeks, and our atmospheric rivers have been very consistent with those storms. We've been seeing those storms round the base of the trough, south of Southern California. We've been seeing the stormy weather. We saw the tornado a couple days ago. How about that? A tornado in Los Angeles County. It was the largest tornado in LA since 1992. The National Weather Service surveyed the damage. They estimated it to be FEF1. It had winds of about 110 miles per hour. It had about a 3-mile path from the city of Commerce through into the city of Montebello, which is East LA. So if you from California like I am, you know where Montebello and you know East LA. And there it is, where we had a tornado across the city of the LA County area. That's pretty spectacular, pretty awesome, you know, right on to see that happening. Only one person was injured, but luckily it wasn't serious. So we did see a lot of damage to vehicles, a lot of busted windows. There's one parking lot by one business where all of the vehicles had suffered some type of damage. But the scenario that we're looking at is that cold trough out west, a huge ridge in the east, high pressure just off the coast there, and that high pressure is bringing up those winds from the south off the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. So we've been seeing a lot of warmth across the eastern U.S. and especially across the southeastern U.S. We've seen some cities hit the lower 90s across Florida and along the Gulf Coast. A lot of 80s is prevalent across the southeastern U.S. and the southern plains, like in parts of Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas. We're seeing those temperatures in the 80s. And the other thing that is happening is that warm air is also very humid, and we have our cold air across the north and a very powerful jet stream screaming from the southwest toward the northeast, and that is really fueling very powerful storms coming into this region of the country. We've been seeing our severe thunderstorms right about here and extending into parts of the upper Midwest, and we saw some severe weather across parts of Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio on Thursday, but now we're seeing that severe weather down across Texas and into Louisiana and Mississippi. So a lot of severe weather. We've seen some very powerful tornadoes down across the south, large gorilla hail, gusty winds, 75, 80 miles per hour, heavy rain that's been leading to flooding. And that flooding has really been a problem across the Missouri Valley. So we're looking at parts of Missouri, Arkansas, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. We've seen an area of large heavy rainfall that's leading to Florida, and we're going to dive into all of that in this video right now, folks. So our first thing we're going to be looking at is that temperature departure, and we're seeing how warm it is across the eastern United States. It's about 20 to 30 degrees above average across much of the eastern U.S. and into the southeast. And in the west, we're seeing it about 20 to 30 degrees below average in some locations through the Rockies and along the west coast. And that is causing a lot of situations with the weather. We're right in this region here where that battle zone is, that battle between that cold air to the north, the warm air to the south and east. We're seeing a lot of that severe weather, and we're also seeing heavy snow on the cold side of that boundary as well. So let's take a look at what we're seeing seeing out west, here's where our cold air, we're seeing a lighter record low high temperatures across parts of California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, all the way up into Montana and the Pacific Northwest as well. We're seeing places with record low high temperatures. So it's really cold across the Rockies, and we're going to continue to see those strong storms coming in off of the Pacific, offering up that heavy rain along the coast and in the lower valleys, and heavy snow across the mountain. These storms are bringing feet of snow at a time, and we're seeing record snowfall across the western United States, and we're also seeing a lot of severe weather across Oklahoma and Texas through Arkansas and into Missouri as well. And we've been seeing that severe weather across the deep south and the lower Mississippi River Valley. Here is our March setup mostly, and we're going to be seeing that cold weather across the northwest, mostly that cold weather across the high plains. I'm talking about the Dakotas, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and in the Pacific Northwest. And it's still going to be cooler in California and Idaho, in the southern and central Rockies as well. A bit cooler this fall, but very warm across the south and the southeastern U.S., Florida, and into the southeast. So the Carolinas, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, and Louisiana, going to be seeing it very warm out there for your spring. It's going to be feeling like it's March and June in some locations down across the south. We're going to be seeing those moderate temperatures across the midsection here. So this is where a lot of our wintry weather and severe weather is going to take place. So we're talking about Texas and Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, right in here, Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way over into parts of Virginia, North Carolina. We're going to be seeing those areas of storms track, those low pressure centers track right about this area here in this zone, and that's going to be have snow across the northern tier. So on the northwestern side of these areas of low pressure is where our cold air is going to be, and we're going to be seeing that snow. But then on the southern side of those areas of low pressure, where our cold front is going to be, we're going to be seeing those thunderstorms and that severe weather. So definitely we're going to be seeing a springtime weather pattern as we head into this fall, this spring, where we have a developing El Nino that could make things quite interesting as well. And those atmospheric rivers are definitely going to be with us, I think, next winter, as that El Nino finally gets developed and start to affect weather patterns across the U.S., and we're going to be seeing more of those atmospheric rivers. So it remains to be, I'm excited to see what happens as we head into the upcoming fall and winter. All right, here we go as we take a look at the radar. Look at those thunderstorms across Oklahoma and into Arkansas. We're seeing those thunderstorms. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings in place right now. We're seeing those across southwestern Arkansas. We're seeing some severe weather, and we're seeing some severe weather across northern Arkansas as well. So those thunderstorms are going to be headed into the Little Rock area. So pay attention to your local weather forecast and keep an eye out for some of those severe thunderstorms as they hit across your area. We also have some streaks and some lines of thunderstorms head into Louisiana out of East Texas. So Shreveport, you guys going to be under the gun for a line of thunderstorms as well. You may see 2 rounds of thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening, as you have this band right here and another band that you just might get clipped by in Shreveport, Louisiana in a couple of hours there as we wait for those storms to move through. All right, so we got a tornado watch to talk about right now across the the lower Mississippi Valley and the Ozarks. So Arkansas, northwestern Louisiana, northeastern Texas, and southeastern Oklahoma. So near Broken Bow, Texarkana, Shreveport, east of Dallas there, Tyler, Texas. We're going to be seeing that that tornado watch this afternoon, and that is going to continue for about the next 4 or 5 hours or so. That tornado watch is going to be in place. So a tornado is likely, according to my chart here, and we're going to be seeing a possibility of large hail, a damaging wind. Remind you, those winds could hit 75 to 80 miles per hour, and we're going to see the potential for flash flooding in and around those heavier thunderstorms. So those thunderstorms can dump 2 to 3 inches of rain in like 20 minutes. So we're going to be seeing very heavy rainfall in a very short period of time. That is not going to be able to be absorbed into the ground fast enough. So runoff and roads being washed out can be a problem with some of these stronger thunderstorms this afternoon and into the evening hours tonight. So if you are driving around and you're out on the roads, please pay attention to what's going on around you. And it doesn't have to rain overhead in order for there to be a flash flood. So please, those can be very dangerous situations, as it only takes 4 inches of water for your car's wheels to lose contact with the road surface. All right, here we are as we take a look at that severe thunderstorm threat tonight. We are seeing those thunderstorms taking place across Arkansas and into Louisiana and western Mississippi. We're going to be seeing that tonight. We have a significant potential there for a tornado outbreak this afternoon and into the evening. Situation is just getting started across Arkansas and Oklahoma. It's just developing. So we're going to be seeing more of those thunderstorms develop and intensify as we head later into the evening hours. So we're going to be seeing the possibility of nocturnal tornadoes tonight. So we could be seeing tornadoes after the sun goes down, 8, 9 o'clock p.m. We're going to be seeing that potential for nighttime tornadoes with this area of severe weather. Then again, those gusty winds are going to be a problem as well, as we see those gusts come up to about 80 miles per hour. Very heavy rainfall, very large hail. It's going to be a very dangerous situation. Frequent lightning, cloud to ground lightning is going to be common with some of these storms. We're going to be seeing a lot of supercell thunderstorms developing with this line of storms as well. And some folks might even see several rounds of severe thunderstorms passing through during the overnight hours tonight. So please, again, heed these warnings and pay attention to the weather forecast in your local area, and pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on around you. Here is that tornado outlook once again, and we are looking at a significant tornado threat tonight, and EF2 tornadoes or higher can be possible with some of these tornadoes this evening across southern and eastern Arkansas. We're going to be dealing with that potential across western Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, northern Louisiana as well, and a small part of northwestern Alabama. Now, those are going to be moving further toward the east, so more Alabama could be encompassed into some of those potential for tornadoes as well. So if you're east of our watch area right here, expect that to be expanded in your direction later tonight and during the overnight hours. So North Georgia and Alabama and the Florida Panhandle might get in on some of the action late tonight and early into the morning hours tomorrow. But I think across the southeastern U.S., some of the action is going to die down a little bit. I think we'll see some severe weather across the southeast tomorrow. Let's go forward in our map, and we're going to talk about that. But here's as we look at our rainfall. But as I was saying, let me not lose track of where I was. I think we're going to be seeing that severe weather across parts of the southeast. I'm talking about eastern Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina and Florida. We're going to be seeing that severe weather, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as what we're going to be seeing across the lower Mississippi River Valley. So a little bit lighter severe weather, but nonetheless, a lot of severe weather still possible. I think the tornado risk will be a bit lower, but tornadoes will still be a possibility as well. But here's a look at our rainfall that we're going to be seeing tonight across the the Missouri Valley and the Tennessee Valley right here, and we're going to be seeing that potential for 2 to 3 inches of rain with some of those thunderstorms in that area of severe thunderstorms that is currently moving out of Oklahoma and into Arkansas. Those developing storms that we're going to be seeing right across this region is where the heaviest rainfall is going to fall overnight tonight and through the day on Saturday. So please, again, watch out for that potential for heavy flooding across the Missouri Valley and the Tennessee Valley and a part of the Ohio Valley as well. So into the northwest, down across the Ozarks, where we're going to be seeing a lot of rainfall. A lot of folks are going to be in the 1 to 2 inch rainfall. Remember, thunderstorms can dump heavy amounts of rain in about a half hour, so you can pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain in 20 to 30 minutes. So that can definitely lead to a problem with flooding and flash flooding and urban and small stream flooding. So we're going to be seeing a lot of problems with that heavy rainfall across parts of the Mid-South and the Ozarks this afternoon and through the day on Saturday. Okay, here's our severe weather threat tomorrow. We got the Florida Panhandle here across North Florida, Tallahassee, down near Apalachicola, Pensacola. Then we talking about southeastern Alabama, Georgia, most of Georgia, Atlanta, down to the south, South Carolina, Columbia, down through the Myrtle Beach, as well as Savannah. We're going to be looking at that potential for some severe weather. Jacksonville might see the possibility of a severe thunderstorm during the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow on your Saturday. And I think that big threat is going to be heavy rain and damaging winds, some hail, and an isolated tornado. A little bit weaker scenario tomorrow, but some severe weather possible nonetheless across the southeastern United States as we head through the afternoon and evening hours on your Saturday. Now let's talk about that rainfall coming into parts of the upper Midwest, the Northeast, and into the Great Lakes. So here we are as we look at that rain coming in from Saturday through Sunday. We're going to be seeing snow across the north through Maine and parts of Canada. I don't think we're going to see much snow across the United States. We will see a wave of snow move across Wisconsin and into Michigan and the upper peninsula of Michigan as we get through on Sunday, but that's going to be very quick hitting, move through. We're not going to see a whole lot in the way of accumulation, maybe a couple of inches, maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow across parts of the Great Lakes, Michigan and Wisconsin. Minnesota will not see any snow from this activity. The far southeastern corner of Minnesota might pick up a dusting to an inch of snow, but for the most part, most of that snow is going to be confined to Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan, the northern end of the boot of Michigan, southern Canada, Ontario, and then into parts of northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And we could see an area of freezing rain mixed in as well, but we're going to be seeing mostly rain across the mid-Atlantic states. So Boston won't see any snow, New York won't see any snow, Rhode Island, Providence, New York, Newark, Philadelphia, D.C., you're going to all only see rainfall from this activity as this rain takes from Saturday into Monday morning, where we're going to be dealing with that round of wintry weather across the east. And then here we go as we look at that rainfall totals expected from this activity. And we're not looking at too much. We got the down here across the lower Ohio Valley, we're going to be seeing where we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain down along the Cincinnati area. So to the south, 1 to 2 inches of rain. The rainfall amounts drop off as you head north and east. We're going to see that Fort Wayne, Indiana, Pittsburgh, you might see maybe a half inch to an inch of rain for the most part. But then that snow across the north, we are going to be looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow, part of the Midwest. So we're talking Illinois, Illinois into Wisconsin and Michigan. We're going to be looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow for the most part. So again, light snow accumulations, but again, with the sun angles being as high as they are, that snow is going to melt very quickly. So that's a good thing about this time of the year. When it snows, it it melts rather quickly before the snow even finished. Half of it will have melted. So again, a little bit of concern for slippery road conditions out there, and maybe folks slipping some slips and falls as snow that's already on the ground is beginning to melt, and that melting is making things kind of slippery on some of those walkway surfaces out there. So please be careful as you're marching around going to your weekend activities this weekend, all right? As we're dealing with melting snow across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest that saw some snow, but there's a lot of folks in the Midwest who didn't see much snow at all this winter, like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio was not hit that much with any snow and don't have any snow on the ground. So that's kind of unusual, very unusual with that warmth that we've been seeing across the eastern United States. Here is that snowfall totals expected across the Northeast with this storm system, and we're only going to be seeing 3 to 5 inches for the most part across parts of Maine, 1 to 3 inches down through upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, very light snowfall accumulation there. So again, just enough to shovel. So, but it's going to be a quick hitting round of snow, and that's going to clear out as we get into the day on Monday. We won't be seeing that anymore. And here's the snowfall that we're expecting across the upper Midwest and into parts of Michigan through the weekend. So through Saturday afternoon, we're going to be seeing about 3 to 5 inches down through central and southern Wisconsin, northwestern Illinois, eastern Iowa, northern Michigan, 3 to 5 inches, 1 to 3 inches down across the Chicago area and through central Illinois, and then less than an inch further south. So Peoria is going to pick up less than an inch, and Detroit, you won't see any snow. That snow is going to miss the Detroit area, but Saginaw can pick up 1 to 3 inches, and Lansing can pick up less than an inch of snow. So that is a look at the snowfall for the Midwest. Here we are as we look at the Rockies out west. We will have some snow through this evening on the west coast, scattered snow showers through the northern United States. So the Rockies, the Cascade Mountain Range, some scattered snow showers. This will mostly be light accumulations as well, as we do have a weak trough of low pressure in the area that's going to be spreading some of that wintry precipitation. Some of that is going to be mixed precipitation as well. We're going to see a rain and snow mixed combination. More of the same is going to continue through the evening hours on Saturday. We're going to be seeing light mixed precipitation and light snow in some locations across the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. So here we are again as we look at our winter weather alerts. We are looking at winter storm warnings across this Cascade Mountain Range, as well as the mountains across Wyoming and southern Montana. We're talking about Bozeman, Cheyenne. We're going to be looking at the Sheridan, Wyoming. We're going to be looking at a winter storm watch there, warning there, because they can expect more than 6 inches in those locations. And down through Utah as well, we could see 6 inches or more down around Salt Lake City and Provo. We have a winter storm watch in effect across I-15, and we also have a winter storm watch in effect as well. All right, so the Cascade Mountain snow forecast. Some areas across the high elevations of the mountains can pick up 18 to 24 inches across parts of Washington, and we could also see up to 18 to 24 inches across parts of Oregon of the highest peaks of the Cascade Mountain Range. All right, that is your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thanks for checking out this update. Leave your likes. Feel free to comment and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.